Yeah, so Friday, let me try that again. Yeah, so Friday is a Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version celebration in the store here at the Mighty Rock Distown Records in beautiful Gilbert, Arizona. Yes, so that should be fun. We're actually having, what is it, Better Than Revenge cupcakes. So obviously calling all Swifties. If you want to come out, hang out in the store, listen to Taylor's version. We asked for permission to play the record early, like on Thursday night, because we wanted to do this Thursday night. Not sell the record, but do it. But we haven't really heard anything back from Universal Republic. So looks like we're just on for Friday because we want to respect the embargo. So there you go, because it's very highly sensitive for Taylor, Republic Records, and obviously Universal, the distributor. So there you go. So that should be interesting. Hey, welcome to Vinyl Tour. It's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre, it's TC, everybody. We're kind of loaded for bear today. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. What are we going to talk about? Sometimes I get confused on stuff. I want to talk about my song of the day. I was just listening to that before I came on, man. It was getting me psyched up. It was getting me going, baby. Yeah. Yeah, it was getting me going good. So anyways, a couple of vinyl releases I just want to mention here. I saw that Friday Music, and Friday Music does some pretty good vinyl releases. I know they're doing the Kicks reissue. I think that's, Blow My Fuse type of thing in Cold Blood. I think that's what it was. And they're actually putting out the first Damn Yankees record. So I think that's pretty sexy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Damn Yankees. If you're old school like myself, then you remember Mr. Ted Nugent, Mr. Jack Blades of Night Ranger, and then also Mr. Tommy Shaw from Styx, and then the drummer. I'm sorry, buddy. I know he was like the drummer for Skynyrd, I think, for a bit, but I don't remember his name right now, so I apologize. But really cool album. I think it's going to be on color vinyl, a couple of different color vinyls. It's not up for pre-order yet, but once it's up for pre-order, I'm sure the fine folks at the rockdistownrecords.com will slash it up for pre-order, because we are sexy. What a great crew. Let me talk about I know this is Vinyl Tour, and I'm going to talk a little bit more vinyl here. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the tour coming up. I see that the Eagles have announced the Long Goodbye Tour. Can you imagine how long this is going to last? It's going to be like 2055, and Joe Walsh will still be up there playing. And I don't know if anybody else will still be in the band at that point, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll be talking about that shortly. But yeah, we run a kind of a small store. The store in here in Gilbert, Arizona. It opened, what was it, May 27th, 2022. So we've been here over a year. I actually had a guy come into the store. He's like, sometimes when I come into the store, there's not many people in the store. Well, you're coming in at the end of the day, buddy. Okay. Do you think you're still going to be here? What? What kind of question is that to ask someone who's running their own business? I mean, I'm just like, and he's like, I don't mean anything bad by it. Okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, buddy, but it just seemed like such a ridiculous question. And I'm just like, no, just only when you show up, we're going to be permanently closed, buddy. How's that sound? So anyways, whatever. It is what it is. So we could laugh about it now. And if this guy just happens to be listening to the show, hey, how you doing? Come on in. We'll laugh about it, buddy boy, because life's too short to worry about it. As Viv Savage would say, right? Have a good time all of the time. So, yeah, so we've got it's myself and Jen, who obviously own the store, and then we've got a great team. It's a small team. We've got Sandy, who's a buyer, and she works in the store during the week. And then we've got Audrey, who is fantastic, who you've maybe seen some videos from on our Instagram and even our YouTube now. And then Jeff, who is a jack of many trades, a very big Blink fan. Let's see. I can do all the favorite bands for Sandy, Jeff, and Audrey. Let's see, Jeff, it's Blink. I think it's Blink. It might be Weezer. And then for Audrey, it's Taylor Swift. And then it might be Queen, actually. And respect there. And then, let's see, for Sandy, it's definitely the Beatles. She loves herself the Beatles, man. It's a nonstop Beatles party for Sandy. And I've never really gotten into the Beatles. I've been listening to more Beatles albums in the store when Sandy's been in the store. And just like more Taylor Swift and more Blink and Weezer. So it's always good to expand your horizons there. So yeah, so that's kind of the big thing. What's coming out tomorrow? Actually, I should mention what's coming out. I think there's like a number of releases on vinyl for, well, not tomorrow. It would be actually Friday. There's obviously the Taylor Swift record, Speak Now. It's a 3 LP orchid marbled vinyl. Very sexy. $45.99. You're paying a price, but I gotta say, Taylor does nice vinyls. I've never seen a Taylor Swift vinyl that I've been disappointed in. Just like Kanye does some really nice packaging on his stuff. I mean, we're talking, 808s and Heartbreaks. We're talking, what is it? Oh, My Dark Twisted Fantasy. The packaging on those two albums are great. I'm hoping that we'll eventually see a graduation release because personally, that's my favorite Kanye West record. But yeah, we'll see. He says it's never coming out, but come on, man. And I know Kanye's been a little taboo here recently because of, anyways, but hopefully that's behind him and he can make amends and we can all move on and have a good time. So what else is coming out? There's a couple of brick and mortar exclusives coming out from, I think it's Atlantic. They're all on crystal clear vinyl. It's Hootie the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View, Mirror. No, not Mirror, just Cracked Rear View. And I saw a what was it with Darius Rucker and the Black Crowes. I didn't even know the CMT Crossroads show still existed on, is it the Nashville Network? I don't know. Or, no, I guess it's CMT. Why would it be on the Nashville Network? Remember the Nashville Network's TNN or something back in like the 90s? I think it's evolved like into all kinds of stuff. And I swear it's just like Impractical Joker show channel now. But I'm not sure what channel that's evolved into. But I saw Darius Rucker and the Black Crowes on CMT Crossroads. They were really good. The Black Crowes, I know a lot of people say that they're the best live show going these days when it comes to just straight ahead rock and roll music. So yeah, if you get a chance, check out the Black Crowes because I've heard so many good things about their live shows. And watching this on CMT. I think that channel still exists. It must because it's CMT Crossroads. Gotta say, both Darius Rucker and the Robinson brothers were fantastic. It was beautiful. So anyways, that's coming out this week. These are all good price points. $25.99. You get the sexy vinyl instead of the black vinyl. You get the crystal clear. So if you got one, you can add the other. And then Mr. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. Now this is the album title, the album cover on this one is the one with Phil as an older gentleman. It's not the original cover. So it's like the reissue cover, but then they reshot the cover. But it's still the same album. They didn't like re-record it or anything, which is good. So that's coming out. Also, Skilrix, Quest for Life, though that did not ship from our distributor. It's supposed to be out on Friday the 7th, though. I'm guessing that's late in arriving, so I'm not sure what's going on now. That's on translucent ruby vinyl, so that sounds pretty sexy, if you ask me. One of the movies that I love so much a number of years ago that really kind of got me into jazz a little bit. I'm still not completely into jazz. I love myself some Art Blakey, love Coltrane, Miles Davis, of course. But it was the movie Whiplash with J.K. Simmons. Nobody plays a hardened bastard more than J.K. Simmons. Did you ever watch the HBO show Oz? Oh my God. This guy is Vern Schillinger. Schillinger, asshole. Did I just say that aloud? Anyways, but yeah, Vern Schillinger, whatever. Schillinger. Man, that guy was just a brutal a-hole on that show, and it's a prison drama, and it's not a show for everybody. I would not recommend that show unless you enjoy yourself some Shawshank, and I'm not talking about, this is like Shawshank, what would you call it? Extreme Shawshank or Escape from Alcatraz. But it's a good show. Edie Falco got her start there, or one of her first roles, and then she left the show to obviously become Carmela Soprano on The Sopranos. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, Whiplash. J.K. Simmons is in it, and who's the other guy? Oh, I can't remember his name right now. Really good young actor. Maybe he's not that. So yeah, Miles. Oh, Miles Teller. Boom. There you go. Thank you very much. I heard you say that. Anyways, Whiplash, original motion picture soundtrack. It's a really good soundtrack because after that movie came out, and Jen and I watched it, and we're like, this is really good. And subsequently, I've watched it a couple of times because it's highly rewatchable because it's just so fun and entertaining to me. The music is really good. So really excited about getting that Whiplash original motion picture soundtrack in the store. So that should be cool. You want to know an artist that doesn't sell in our store? There's a couple of artists that don't sell in our store. It's so weird. It is so weird. So I can think of 3 artists that never sell in the store, even though they're popular. Kiss. Couldn't sell a Kiss record if we saved our life. I don't know what it is. Maybe this part of Arizona, everybody's like, no, I'm not interested in Kiss. I guess not. PJ Harvey, who's got an album, I Inside the Old You're Dying, coming out on Friday. PJ Harvey, nope. Kiss and PJ Harvey does not sell. And then the last one, Arcade Fire. Can't sell an Arcade Fire to save our life. And actually, I added Arcade Fire based on a recommendation from ChatGPT. I love playing with artificial intelligence, machine learning, large language, stuff like that, but nothing. Nothing for those 3 artists. We had a bunch of Kiss records in the store like 3 months ago, and I'm just like, we're having a Kiss sale, Jen. And she's like, okay. You come in, you get a Kiss. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll forego the Gene Simmons tongue joke there. So, but anyway, so there you go. Yeah, PJ Harvey. The Bandcamp also releasing a couple of variations on their albums, including By and By on black and white vinyl, and Lavender Days on orchid and tangerine vinyl. What else am I looking for here? Oh, Sonny Clark, a couple of Blue Note Tone Poet series coming out. I love the cover on that Sonny Clark album. It's the Sonny Clark Trio. And then there's, isn't there another jazz record coming out? I know there's the Bill Evans Waltz for Debbie, but I'm thinking of something else. I think it was the Caddy record from, who is that? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, Hank Mobley. There it is right there. Caddy for Daddy. So very cool. And then a couple of other records coming out. Wham, the singles, Echoes from the Edge of Heaven. Now, this is a really cool compilation in my humble opinion. I do appreciate Wham. What can I say? I love George Michael. But the most disappointing thing about this is that Careless Whisper, which I always thought was a Wham song, and I just don't quite understand this, is not on this album. Everything else Wham did is on the album. All the singles. It's fantastic. But no Careless Whisper. And Careless Whisper, I don't know. I know a lot of people maybe, especially like me as a rock guy, maybe crapped on Wham back in the day because, hey, man, I'm listening to Motley Crue, man, and Rat. And it wasn't about Rat, and it wasn't about George Michael anymore and Wham. But that music has stood the test of time, in my humble opinion. And Careless Whisper is a fantastic song. Now, if you listen to the end of Careless Whisper, the drums at the end of Careless Whisper are fantastic. They are absolutely brilliant. There's that, and it's just fantastic. I love it so much. So there you go. Boom. And then finally, one of the greatest albums, in my humble opinion. I love this album. It's fantastic. Came out in 87. There was like a 6-week period in 1987 when Appetite for Destruction, Hysteria, Permanent Vacation, and Kick was released. And Kick is getting a crystal clear vinyl reissue from Atlantic as well. So very, very, very excited about that. Let's get to the song of the day. I was listening to this before the show started. I got to say, I heard this. I was listening to like a 2001 rock playlist on Spotify because, I can't listen to vinyl all the time. It's just impossible. We love our vinyl, but not all the time, unfortunately. And one of the songs that comes up is Andrew WK's Party Hard. And I'm like, yeah, all right. It was fantastic. So now I'm calling that my song of the day. I got to figure out, Jen was telling me last night, she said, we had that record in the store at one point. So I got to see if I can reorder that record because come on, man. I don't know about the rest of the record. I know there were some other singles and stuff that I probably heard, but Party Hard, yeah, that's it, baby. That is a 4th of July song. If there was ever a 4th of July song, even though we're past the 4th of July. I forgot to mention the Eagles thing. I'll touch on that briefly here, then I'm going to jump out of here since we're running a little long today. The Eagles going on their 55-year tour. I think what's interesting about this is that, I like the Eagles. I love Joe Walsh. I love Don Henley, some of his solo stuff. Maybe I like Don Henley's solo stuff more than I like his stuff in the Eagles. Say what it is. That's another band that doesn't really smell. I guess they do sell. The Eagles do sell in the store. Yeah. Standing on a road in Winslow, Arizona, right? Such a fine sight to see. But they're taking out Steely Dan with them, and I don't even who isn't Steely Dan anymore? I should look this up really quick. I didn't imagine that Steely Dan was kind of still with us in some ways. I guess Walter Becker it's just Donald Fagen now in Steely Dan. So no Walter Becker, just Donald Fagen. So at least that's what Wikipedia is telling me. So we shall see. It's interesting to see that the Steely Dan records are getting re-released. So Can't Buy a Thrill. We sold a lot of those when that got announced. Countdown to Ecstasy, not so much. Pretzel Logic, not so much. And then, of course, there's Katie Lied, The Royal Scam, and Asia. I'm guessing Asia is going to sell quite a few copies like Can't Buy a Thrill. But yeah, so it's actually a pretty good show. Steely Dan and the Eagles. I don't know if I'd go, but I would certainly watch a show by Steely Dan and the Eagles. I don't know if I want to make the trip to the local arena. I think most of the dates right now, if you find the dates, they're on the East Coast. So like Madison Square Garden, Boston Garden, places like that. I think they're playing the home of the Nuggets, which is not the Pepsi Center anymore. It's the Ball Center. Okay. What did it used to be? McNichols Arena in Denver. Yeah. Oh, man. I love McNichols Arena. All these old school names. I guess we can appreciate that Fenway Park is still Fenway Park and everything else is like Rock This Town Records Stadium at Mile High or whatever, It's just everything gets a corporate name. Well, we're not really a corporation here, but 1-800-CALL-ME-GARY and I'll sue your ass type of stadium names and arenas. So it's kind of ridiculous at this point, but it is what it is. So there you go. All right. Hope you enjoyed the show. Boom. We are out of here for the day. Have yourself a wonderful day. And of course, if you dug the show, you can always subscribe on the YouTubes or on the what's the magic place called? Apple Podcasts, or on Spotify and any other podcast platforms. And then you can also follow me on Twitter if you like, and you can hit me up on the DM, and that is Rock This Town TC. Pretty easy, right? Rock This Town TC on the Twitter. There you go. And then Rock This Town Records on Instagram if you're interested in following the show the store rather than the show. So, all right, we cool? We cool. I'll see you in the emergency room.